Okay, we are live. So, hello everyone. I'm Sanjay Gupta, and I welcome you on Skill Horizon Next Gen official YouTube channel. And I have Abhishek with me on this channel. Welcome, Abhishek. I would say welcome back one more time. So, I think last year we did lots of session on OmniStudio. Last year and last year,
Yep.
and lots of changes happened. So today I invited Abhishek to talk about discovery framework with OmniStudio. So he will be talking about this feature, and as you already know, Abhishek is working as a senior developer, and he's a specialist in OmniStudio, and currently he is working in Australia. But as per my request, he agreed to do this one session for you guys so that you know what is discovery framework with OmniStudio, and he will be also giving you some idea like what is the job market in OmniStudio. So I think Abhishek, if we can start with that, if you can share like current job perspective, like is it still in demand, or like what is the future of OmniStudio as per you?
Yeah, hi Sanjay and hi everyone. And first of all, thanks for inviting me for another session on OmniStudio with some different concept. And yes, and I mean, like, I just wanted to talk about a bit of the sessions that we did last year. After that, I mean, like, I went to some of the community events of Salesforce, and I have seen people reaching out on LinkedIn for appreciating the efforts and all the work that we did as part of those live sessions, and as well as into the community events.
Right.
Out of nowhere, like, people was recognizing me, and so it was a very good experience for me. And of course, I got to learn a lot from those sessions as well, like, because previously I used to work, but now I can say that I can, if someone wants to learn OmniStudio or anything specific to Salesforce,
Right.
I can also give them some of the idea or trainings around that. So yeah, thanks for that, Sanjay. And to your question, OmniStudio demand, yes, it is in demand right now a lot. The reason behind that is now Salesforce is more focusing onto the Salesforce industries. Like, we have like telecommunication, education cloud, insurance, financial services and cloud, and so on. So basically, Omni Studio is a common tool for all the industries that we work upon.
Right.
And most of the times when we are working on Salesforce, we generally work on insurance, education, financial services, or it might be for like some of the service based companies. And they they all are using Omni Studio tools now, or Omni Studio components. The reason behind that, they are providing the pre-built solutions onto those industries, and with those pre-built solutions are built in into using Omni Studio only. That's the reason Omni Studio will be in demand. It is in demand, and also it will be in demand for future as well.
Right.
And as we can see around, posts coming from Salesforce itself, they are promoting Omni Studio. So yeah, I'm like, I would recommend everyone who is in Salesforce ecosystem to learn Omni Studio, so that they will enable themselves to work into different industries.
Yeah, perfectly rightly said. So, like if we talk about sales, service, marketing, or these generic cloud, so Flow is powerful tool there. So Salesforce is investing in Flow as well. And if we talk about industry specific cloud, so Omni Studio is the right tool to learn for that. So yeah, so thanks for sharing your thoughts, Abhishek, on that, because nowadays lots of people are asking like, should we learn Omni Studio along with LWC Apex or not? So I always recommend like you can learn, but somehow Salesforce updated all the UI. So
Yeah.
whatever sessions we did, it is kind of as per the UI, it is outdated, but the concept is same. Only the UI changes there. So if you have that developer mindset, so I think following those sessions, still people can learn Omni Studio. Okay. and I think it will be a good brainstorming for them. Like with the old and new UI, they will be able to do the comparison. Okay, so I think with this note, I just want to share a few information with you guys before we start the session. So, like as part of the skill horizon, Abhishek, if you can go to the next slide. So, as part of the skill horizon, we are also running OmniStudio as a program, but it is part of our development module. So, if you want to upskill yourself, so you can join that program, and all the details you can find on this website. Okay, and on the next slide you will see like we focus on three layers of learning. Like we focus on the concepts, we ask you to do the hands-on in the session itself, and then we focus on the project implementation so that end-to-end Salesforce you can implement. And for I remember, Abhishek, we did one project for OmniStudio as well, and lots of people are learning. So in my development program also, I recommend them to implement that project so that all four components of OmniStudio, like IP data mapper, OmniScript, and FlexCard, they get to know how they are interrelated, and they can understand the concept behind those.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you want to follow us, you can just scan the QR codes which are available on the next slide. So yeah, so you can just follow, and if you like the live stream, and if you understand whatever Abhishek will be delivering, so just hit the like buttons to support us so that we can do more and more sessions for you. Okay, so I think now Abhishek, I can hand over the platform to you so that you can talk about discovery framework with OmniStudio and can do some demonstrations.
Sure, Sanjay. So, discovery framework with OmniStudio. This is our today's topic, and if I talk a bit brief about this topic or feature of OmniStudio, this is nothing but we are generating some sort of OmniScript. So, if you have followed our OmniStudio series, which we did last year, so what OmniScript, why OmniScripts are used into OmniStudio to create some sort of guided flow, or let's say if you want to create some sort of UI where you want user or any end user to input some data, and then you want to do some sort of processing, and after that you do create some records, or let's say you are passing that data to some another system. So basically for these sort of requirements, we used to build the OmniScript. Now, why do we use discovery framework, and why Salesforce has introduced the discovery framework? Just it This has been introduced into the with by the Salesforce. The reason behind that, for example, let's assume a scenario. We have created one OmniScript where we are getting the information of, let's say, some account record, first name, last name, email ID, and all that stuff. Now you want to create one more OmniScript where also you need to get the values of or the information related to account, which will be used somewhere else. Now what will happen? You will be creating two OmniScripts, and into each OmniScript, you will be dragging and dropping one text block for first name, one email element for the email ID, and into the another OmniScript, you're gonna do the same. So just for solving this purpose, they have introduced the concept of discovery framework. And another feature of discovery framework is to so basically when you there is a functionality of drag and drop over here as well. And using discovery framework, when you enter the data, the data which we are and the user is entering is going to get saved to one of the Salesforce object called assessments, and that assessment record will be having a child object called assessment responses, where whatever user is entering the data, it's going to get saved. So you don't have to write any sort of IP, DR, or Apex class for saving that data. Uh, with Along with discovery frameworks, there is a Salesforce service or Apex service. We can say that it's coming from the out of the box managed package of discovery framework, and we can use those services to create the assessment records, and that assessment record can be attached with any custom or standard data, standard objects. So for example, I'm entering some information and I want to link that information with one of the object which has been already created in Salesforce. It can be account or it can be any custom object. So we can link that assessment object with that whatever object that we want to link. And now if I'll give you the demonstration part on that, so you all guys will be able to understand more onto it. Let me go to the org. So one thing is that this this feature doesn't comes up with OmniStudio orgs. So I think you have to install or you have to get the trial version of any of the industry specific orgs. So right now I'm using one financial services cloud where we have this discovery framework assessment or discovery framework OmniScript feature enabled. Before going into that, I wanted to show you few of the objects which are being used for discovery framework. So as I mentioned that um, discovery frameworks are used to get the data from some of the configurations. So we have three objects which is in used by discovery framework. One is assessment question, assessment question sets, and assessment responses. And the fourth object is the assessments, where we are saving the data. I know it's not gonna make any sense right now, but if I'll show you one of the assessment question. So these are the assessment questions which have been created by Salesforce by default. So for example, let's say I want to get the Aadhaar details of any of the user. Okay. So whenever you are creating any assessment question record, what you have to do is you have to give the name, developer name, data type. So basically, you are creating one question which will be used across multiple OmniScripts. So each time, whenever you are creating any new OmniScript, you don't have to drag and drop uh, a text element into that OmniScript. You can just use this assessment question, and this assessment question will be used across multiple OmniScript. And how we can do that, I'm going to show you that into the demonstration part. But let's say if you want to create any new assessment question, you can provide name, developer name, type, data type, category, related question. Also, you can link this question with another question. And let's say if you want to create some sort of formula, this is the question text which will be visible onto the UI. And there are a few more options. And if I'll give you one example, like this one, we have this Aadhaar number, then the developer name, data type is text, category also we can link this one. And apart from that, it also creates assessment question version. So you can create multiple versions of assessment question, and you can activate one version. And let's say you want to use another version, you just create new version and activate it. Now this is the assessment question. I was talking about assessment question set as well. What? Oh, sorry. Why do we use assessment question sets? So whatever questions that you are creating, if you want to create a set of those questions, all of those assessment questions can be linked with this assessment question sets. And there is a junction object between assessment question set and assessment question. And that's how you can link the assessment question set and assessment question with this junction object. So basically, you are just creating a set of all the assessment questions. So for that, we are using this, and this feature is also we do use into the discovery framework OmniScripts. So yeah, I mean these are the major things, and minor things are like we can create data categories as well. Yeah, data categories as well. For example, you want to link this assessment question with one of the category, and from this category feature will also be used into the assessment question or discovery framework. So now these are the objects. It's gonna make more sense to you when I'll show you the discovery framework builder. How do we use this assessment question sets, category assessment questions, and how do we create discovery framework OmniScript? Let me go to the OmniStudio OmniScripts, where we have this new feature called discovery framework assessment. And let me close all these browsers tabs. So yeah. Now, if I click on this one, first of all, you will be navigated with the option called users type. We can configure this from the OmniStudio settings. I'm gonna go with the base discovery framework for now. Now, this is the builder for discovery framework OmniScripts. Into the left hand side, you will be able to search your assessment questions. So, for example, let's say you have your form questions with you, you have created those assessment questions, you have added those assessment questions to your question set and category. So, you will be able to search it from multiple places. So, for example, let's say if I want to search for Aadhaar, it's going to show me all the Aadhaar question numbers, oh, the assessment questions that I have created. Now let's say I don't want to search it from here. I can search from here as well. So for example, demographic, we do have some other assessment sets as well. And let's say if I want to search those, let's say financial B2B sample. So I can search this financial B2B sample and it's gonna appear from here. And as soon as you select any assessment question set, all of the questions which we have into those assessment question set, it's gonna come up. It's gonna come over here. Another way of doing it, the category that we are selecting onto the assessment question. As soon as you select that, all the questions related to that category, it's gonna appear over here. So now the basic funda is we are creating the form. The work that OmniScript does is it creates the form of the guided flow. Now if we have to use any element which will be used in multiple OmniScripts, they have provided a pre built-in solution for that called Discovery Framework, where you can create that question only once, and that question can be used into the multiple OmniScripts. So, for example, let's say I'm gonna go and okay, let's select the Aadhaar first name. Okay, I'm gonna select this one. And onto the right hand side, you can see few things, right? Uh, OmniScript details. So whenever we create any OmniScript, we provide these values: label, name, language, subtype, and subtype, and if it is a reusable or not. And they are giving a builder into this builder only, where you can create the steps. So whenever we create the OmniScripts, we do create the steps into it, so that into those steps we can add the elements. Now, for example, let's say I want to use this first name element. So I can just drag and drop over here. And let's say I'm gonna give the name to his like account information. And I'm gonna give the label as well. Let's call it Discovery Framework account information, and we'll select the language as English. Now what will happen? So basically you are doing nothing, but you are creating an OmniScript by using the reusable assessment questions. And if you want to create a new question, you can create a new question from here as well. And if you want to add a multi-steps discovery framework OmniScript, you can do that as well. And as soon as you click on this build OmniScript, it's gonna create a OmniScript and it's gonna open that OmniScript into the OmniScript builder over here. So as soon as you click onto that build OmniScript button, it will show you the account information step, whatever label you did provide over there. And it's gonna show you the assessment question that you added as part of that discovery framework OmniScript builder. And your name and field label will be non-editable. The reason behind that is these values are coming from the assessment question record that we did create. Okay. So um, again, this is very simple because we know how to work with OmniScripts. The only difference is, let's say I want to use this element again into some other OmniScript. I'm just gonna go into the discovery framework, create on drag and drop whatever fields you want into that step, and just click on the build OmniScript. Now you don't have to do any sort of drag and drop things over there. And in each OmniScript, this assessment question is going to be used and it will be reusable. So this is the first benefit of using discovery framework. Now the second benefit of using this discovery framework OmniScripts always comes up with this remote action. And if I'll show you this remote action configuration, if I go to the remote properties, they are calling one Apex class, which is called the namespace is discovery framework, and the class name is stored responses, and the remote method name is invoke method. Now, what this class does, or this, sorry, alert. If I'll go to the assessments, these are the records which will get created. So basically, this class creates records for assessment object. And what is this assessment object? So for example, let's say you have 10 input elements over here. What it's gonna do is, if I'll preview this OmniScript, and let's say I'm gonna enter some data, and I'm gonna click the next button. Now if I'll go into this assessment records, it's gonna create one assessment record. And if you, oh, okay, we don't have the details page for this one. This was the new one. Let me just add the details as well. Mm. Oh, sorry, related. We do have the details, but we need the related as well. So, oh, I think this is edit page. Related assessment. Okay. We have over here, but I think onto the lightning record page we have to, yeah, I think this lightning record page is enabled for this. So we have to add the related list from there. Mhm. Yeah, related. Uh, we're gonna call the single related list, and this will be used for uh, assessment responses. And save it. Okay. I think some issue is happening, but if you can see for this record, there is one. No, but I want to show it by opening the record. Let's see what's the issue.
So it is not being saved?
Yeah. It says the OmniScript components update. Okay. This is a bit weird, but oh, okay. Let's do one thing. I'm gonna remove this. go here, this as well, click on save. Now if we go here, and app default, we don't need that. And if I add the, no, I think some issue is happening with this one. Okay, I have one more way to show that. If I'll go, oh, okay, it is coming now. Good. So if you see, okay, I'll give you the context again. So I did enter some few of the values into that discovery framework OmniScript into that first name. And as soon as I hit the next button, that remote action is getting called, and it is creating one assessment record. And into it is creating some child records as well. And into those child records, uh, the child record name is assessment question response. So whatever response you provide as part of that OmniScript, it's gonna show all the values over here. We don't have all. I think they haven't configured this org very well.
Yeah.
We don't have the fields on the page layout. But if I'll show you, I'm just gonna add one page layout field. Response. Okay. If I'll show you from the query, this is gonna contain the value of and the name of that field is assessment response text. Oh, yeah. And if I go to dev console again and add this field, so it's gonna show you the text that I did add. So the thing that I wanted to highlight over here is um, whatever responses that you are getting as part of your OmniScript, now you don't have to save those responses into any actual object. You can just use the discovery framework OmniScript, drag and drop whatever input elements that you want, and all the input elements and whatever value is getting passed into those input elements, it's gonna get saved against assessment record and assessment question response. Now question will arise that I want these values attached with my actual record, or for example, let's say you are getting the account object information, you want these values to be attached with the account record, or it can be some custom object as well, because alone this assessment record doesn't mean anything. So they have created some of the fields out, standard fields like contact, account, case, if they are the standard objects. If it is not a standard objects, we have a multi lookup object, this which is called as response context. And in this one, you're gonna get all the custom objects which have been created into the org. So for example, let's say you are getting some assessment responses and assessment information, and you want to save that information or link this information with any of the custom objects. So you can, instead of populating account, case, and contact, you can populate this field which will be linked with your custom objects. So the main purpose of discovery framework was this only, to get the response, to reuse the OmniScript's elements, and not to worry about where this field is going to go to the actual object. Just get the response, create the assessment as assessment question response object, which is also out of the box by this remote action. And after that, just link that assessment record object with any parent object. So they are together into the Salesforce environment. So this is the first thing. And let's say now you will say like this remote action is out of the box. How we can populate these fields? So for example, let's say I want to populate account field on this one. So what you have to do here is go here and into the remote action, you have to type assessment dot. Let's say I want to populate um, account field on assessment. Go to assessment object, see what, yeah, this is the API name. So what you have to do is into this remote action, into the remote option assessment, you have to type assessment dot and any custom field name. So like this is your field name. And for just showing purpose, I'm gonna populate a hard-coded account. Account ID. And just populate this over here. Now, if I go to preview, and it's gonna create one more assessment object, assessment record. Where is the assessment? Yeah. Now I'm gonna populate this. Let's say now to next. And I'll go there. As you can see, this is the second record it created, and this account object account field is populated now, and you can check the values as well. Okay.
I think record is not being created.
No, this record got created, I think.
Okay. So ID is correct.
I guess yes. Okay. This Salesforce inspector is also not working in this org item.
Okay.
Otherwise,
Okay, no problem. I think you already explained the
yeah,
steps. So if anybody wants to use this, so they can follow the steps.
exactly. So, oh, I think now I got it. Why this is happening?
Okay, object API name was incorrect.
Yeah. This should be assessment response. So I just wanted to show the value that this is the second object, second record. Yeah, Abhishek 2. So this record got created, and now this one is attached with the account as well. So if you want to populate any custom field or any standard field, we can do it by this feature from the remote options. Just pass the assessment dot any field name and then the value that you want to pass. So yeah, I mean that's the major, or you know, we can say that discovery framework in a nutshell, to reuse the components and don't worry about where to save the responses, and link that assessment record with any of the object you want to. So yeah, that's why we are using the discovery framework.
Okay, and one question, like how frequently this particular framework will be used in OmniStudio? Like it is a frequently used feature or rarely used feature?
I mean, it's a frequently used feature. So if I'll give you one of the use case into the education cloud, because I have been working on some of the education cloud initiatives. So for example, whenever a student is applying for any course, and at that time, when they apply for any course, there are some criteria or some information that they have to provide. So what we did as part of that initiative was, let's say I have that course. A student has added the course into the form that we have created for admissions, Now, let's say for this particular course, we need these 50 information, or let's say 10 information. So for each information, we have created one discovery framework OmniScript, and we have created a junction object between course object and the discovery framework or the Omni process object. And as soon as student is going to get select that course, we add those 10 discovery framework OmniScripts to to that student record, and now they have to provide that information. So basically, in this one, we don't know where to save those information which is required for a course. So what we are doing is they add the course, we add the discovery framework OmniScript, whichever required. Now they have to fill all the data, and when they click save and continue or save onto the discovery framework, we create the assessment record and link it with the student record ID. So that's how we are using it. So if I'll say, I mean, like if you're using the Omni Studio, not using any Salesforce industry specific solutions, it will be very rarely used. But if you are using any sort of Salesforce industry specific solution, it can be in anything, insurance, education cloud, telecommunication, anywhere. So this feature will be used in those initiatives.
Okay. Yep. So I think if you're part of OmniStudio, you're learning or you are working. So I think for those people, this is important to learn.
Yeah.
Okay. And someone from the audience, Nishantini is saying like, is it like she's taking one example like we have global pick list and we can use it in any object. So it is sort of that, right?
Yeah, it's kind of like that only. And along with that, it has some more capability of
Right.
saving that as well.
Yeah, and someone is saying Hari Krishna, discovery framework OmniScript is mainly used to collect data from users, as responses are getting stored as record.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's correct.
Okay, so I think this was quite interesting feature that is available in OmniStudio, and if you want to have more information, then you can just explore. Do we have any trailhead on this?
I haven't checked it out, but
Okay.
yes, we should be having a trailer for this one as
Okay. So those who are interested in learning more details about it, so you can just check the Trailhead modules and you can find those there. Okay. So anything else that you want to share with the viewers, Abhishek? Any tips?
I think that's it. But I would recommend to everyone to learn about Omni Studio because it's gonna be in demand in future as everyone is going towards Salesforce industry solutions now.
Mm-hmm.
Especially some of the popular industries like education, we can say insurance, financial services, or telecommunication. And we have a lot of uh, demand for Omni Studio specific to these sectors. So I think Omni Studio is a must-have skill now for a Salesforce developer. So yeah.
Yeah. And Agent Force and Data Cloud is next. So yeah. So like admin development and sales service cloud, these are like common sense now.
Yeah.
On top of that, we need to learn all these products. Okay, so thank you, Abhishek, for sharing all the knowledge. And if you like in future also, if you learn something new related to OmniStudio, so please let me know so that we can share that with the community, so that at least those who are associated with OmniStudio, they can just have something new that they can learn.
Sure, Sanjay.
Okay, I will invite you one more time, maybe after 3 4 weeks, because I just want to quickly give you one overview on the UI changes. So if we can relate, so that our existing playlist also people will be able to use. So we can
Yeah.
just give some sort of comparison, like it is just a UI change, not the feature change. So
Correct. Yeah. Definitely, Sanjay.
okay. Okay, then thank you, Abhishek, for sharing the knowledge. And thank you, viewers, for joining the sessions live. And if you're watching the recording, thanks to you as well. Okay, so, okay.